Hi, you guys. Hopefully, you can hear me. Um, Let me check if my okay. I wanted to come on and talk about the interview with Ortencia Alcantara. Alcantara. She is the young lady, lady that was in the apartment with Kevin Samuels the night he passed away. Um, she's saying this is her first and only interview. We'll wait to see how that works out, because I don't know if it's true or not. The person she was interviewing with was from the Manosphere, and he, was doing all this big talking about he's suing everybody if you use his material. So we're not gonna use your material, homeboy, and we're not even gonna bring you up. How about that? So yeah, I'm not dropping no names. I'm just gonna sit here and tell you guys what she said, which I have a right to do. And I don't know, what he think he's gonna do about it, but all this lawsuit, all this big talk, we can just all talk, okay? Anyway, so yeah, he did a bunch of talking about, he this interview is copywritten and all this nonsense, right? Um, it's a conversation, right? So basically, I'm speaking about the night that Kevin Samuels was found dead. Okay. So she was pretty much stating a little bit about herself, and then she went into this how she met him, and it sounds like they met each other through a mutual person, and she um, was not spending time with him, however. And so this is why when I was saying in my video when I covered when he passed away that you can tell she didn't really know him because she didn't even know where she was. Like she did not know the address, right? She said that she was either going to transfer them to the building. I guess he has like well, he had someone, the door person or door security, where they have to let you up or there's someone down there, right? And there's a few buildings like that in that downtown Atlanta area, but I'm not sure where he lived. It's neither here nor there anyway. But she said that she was kind of going back and forth with him FaceTiming. Obviously, she's a nurse. She was busy. And then, I guess this was coming in or after COVID. So she probably was busy. And then, he lived on YouTube and all these other social media platforms because he was on all of them. You guys recognize that, right? He was on TikTok, he was on Instagram, he was on YouTube. And this stuff is time consuming. It's very time consuming. And that was one thing that I was trying to pick up on him as well, which even from his passing, you would think that these people would come forward or come out. So it's pretty much safe to me to say that he was a one-man show. Like some of these YouTubers, they have a bunch of people working with them. Like O'Shea Duke Jackson can kick out all those videos like that because he's not the only person handling putting his videos out. It's several, but he's, you hear his voice, he's going to talk about the topic, but he probably has people just like Tasha K. They have people who go and find what's, the current topics and things that are going on in the world that's out here that everybody's talking about. And she will decide, I guess, or whoever else, they will decide what they're going to talk about. And then, Tasha will talk about it. And then O'Shea as well, he will speak on it, but he's not the one doing the editing. He's not physically putting the video together. He's probably not physically uploading the video either. So they can get their stuff out faster. Tasha is not concerned about that because she runs her platform a little different. She's running her platform more as a show, like you're tuning in to catch her whenever she goes live or whatever she's doing. But her setup is very different from most YouTubers, right? Um, and then obviously she gets big numbers. So does O'Shea. O'Shea gets numbers as well, but she gets bigger numbers, and so she really don't even have to come on YouTube like that. She can come on and put up one video a day if that's what she wanted to do. She don't have to put them up every day because she has such a catalog that people are probably clicking on her videos anyway that are older, right? Just to see what's going on in the video. And so she doesn't have to spend as much time doing what the rest of us would have to do that are starting out. Um, so you guys understand that Kevin Samuels went viral over telling that young lady that she was average looking. So before that, he wasn't the Kevin Samuels y'all trying to make. These people are trying to make him into me. I'm not gonna say y'all because I'm not gonna assume that his people are over here, and hopefully they don't bring their ass over here because I'm not the one, two or the three, just like my description say. Anyway, so yeah, so he spent a lot of time on YouTube because he was just like a lot of us was building his platform. He did not. He was still in the building platform phase even when he passed away, and that's probably what was weighing on him a lot because then he had all these women on him. He had several men that was on him who care about their community. He had YouTube probably on him and Instagram because I remember his channel went down on Instagram one time and then they gave it back to him. I don't think YouTube ever took him down, and somebody else was already speaking. I spoke on that too a while ago, but somebody else is speaking on that. And we all understand this is the money game, and these people only care about money. Now, you say something about their community, then they will take your channel down. But as long as people are sitting here disrespecting Black folk, then clearly it's okay, right? And it's neither here nor there at this point because the man ain't even here, and the rest of these fools, they already got all their own. They already got stuff going on. Like he was already one of the things the guy kept doing that was interviewing her was kept going, clicking off from the interview to start talking about Colombia. Now, mind you, Ortencia is Mexican American, and she stated that she's Mexican American. He tries to lie and pretend that he's and this is what happens with it with this black box, and we've had this conversation. People can slightly show up as African of African descent, everybody starts screaming that they Black, but they really don't. They really don't respect Black folk. They just want to drain the well. They don't respect us. They don't have any pride if they are any form of Negro. And so it kind of tells itself when you really pay attention. But he kept saying, oh, I'm Black, I'm this, I'm that. I'm kind of hood. I'll get with them if they start messing with you in the comments and saying all this crazy stuff, right? But Kevin Samuels himself had already said that he was Latin, okay? And I'm going to put, because I'm getting ready to run the Kevin Samuels reel. I'm working on that right now for anybody who thinks that people who are speaking against him are lying about the stuff that he said. We don't have to lie because the stuff is out here. People just have to look for it. But since you can't look for it, I will put it together real quick for you so you can hear it for yourself. And I also will find that video because that's probably like a year and a half ago because people started saying to him, well, where is your proof that you're really helping couples, right? And he brought this guy up who happens to be the person that was interviewing Hortensia because he has a Colombian fiance and he himself is Latin. He is. He is probably an Afro Latino, and the African is probably so far removed from him to where he don't respect it. Okay, so we're gonna keep it real about that. People like to be fake and like to run this Black nonsense when who you truly are really shows. But I digress. He kept going into these different little segments of him in Colombia and people dancing and speaking Spanish and all this stuff. And maybe he thought the Spanish community was running to hear Artencia speak. I don't know, because I don't even think people know who she is like that. But I digress. I don't know why he was doing that. And then I thought about it. Maybe he's trying to promote that whole sex tourism situation because a lot of those guys, that is what they're involved in. A lot of them use that language. A lot of them are so in love with the Latin community Okay. And a lot of these places, and it is no disrespect to my sisters there, and I know a lot of them had came out and said that they wanted Black women to speak up about Black men doing some of that stuff, but we cannot control these people. We can't control what they're doing. We can't control what they do with their time and with their money. Okay. And since they are not married to Black women, you shouldn't be looking for us to do anything about anything anyway. So anyway, because some lady had she made a video, kind of saying that we were supposed to stop Black men from running over there doing all that stuff. We can't stop anybody from doing anything. Um, and they could tell you better than we can, right? They out here trying to get us killed every 5 minutes. So anyway, you know, they're running over there, behind that sex tourism, the prostitution. And a lot of those countries, a lot of those places are listed. I don't have to make this up. I don't make me run the list because I can, because it's out there. Y'all can go Google it. There is a list of sex tourism spots that are hotbeds. Now, the government, American government, was supposed to be cracking down on a lot of this stuff, because we don't, as citizens, we do not condone, excuse me, this behavior. And this is what we were trying to say about O'Shea Duke Jackson moving around from all these different places. Someone was saying they feel like maybe he had a baby in Brazil, and maybe that's why he shifted to that other place. I don't know, or maybe he was just ready to ship to the other place. I don't know. Um, but yeah, he could be running from something. It could just be that he just wanted to go and see all of what's going on wherever he is. I don't know. But there is a list of places of that these guys go to for that's listed as sex tourism hotspots, and you guys can go and Google that for yourself. I don't have to make up nothing about nothing. Okay, so miss me with that. So a lot of these guys that are in the Black manosphere, this is why they use the language that they use, and this is why they're aggressive towards Black women, because what they're trying to do is make us the reason that they're going out doing all the stuff that they're doing. But if you're never dating a Black woman, you're not married to a Black woman, your ass probably ain't even that Black. We can go there too, but somehow we're responsible for you doing all this stuff that you're doing. No, because at the end of the day, if you were as decent, or if you was the man that you try to pretend like the Black woman is stopping you from being, you would be decent and be a good man to those women that you do want. Now, correct me if I'm wrong. Okay, so if you were such a good man, then you should be over there being a good man, not over there buying little girls for $40. Okay, so anyway, he kept going into these whole. He blocked everybody out of his comments unless you were subscribed to his channel, and I'm not. But I wanted to kind of go off on him a couple times, and so it was God that was keeping me together. That even made me sit through that whole thing. But anyway, he kept going into this whole Colombian thing, and it kind of made me start thinking about that whole thing. So maybe they're trying to push these packages or whatever they're trying to push to his audience, because obviously it's a bunch of Black men like him, right? Obviously, that's who he is attracting on his channel, and of course a bunch of non-Black women, because they are, that's who they're catering to, right? Or that's who they're pretending like they're catering to. So anyway, he goes back into the interview with Ortencia, and he starts asking her about that night. Now, she made it clear that she really didn't know Kevin Samuels like that, okay? She was talking to him on FaceTime. That night, I guess she said they went to dinner. I believe she said they went to dinner. Um, she was the first time she was spending time with him face to face. That's wild, right? So that was the first night that she was spending time with him first face to face, and that was the night he died, which is going to lead a lot of other people into a lot of conspiracy theories in itself as soon as they get that information. But anyway, she said that was the first time she spent time with him, and they went to dinner, and then I believe they went to his apartment. um, I'm trying to remember now if she said she knew who he was or she did not know who she knew he was a YouTuber. She didn't know and probably know what he was talking about. And she said just over the course of time of her talking to him, now some of the stuff she was saying, I find it hard to believe because she was trying to say that he wasn't materialistic. But Kevin Samuels is absolutely materialistic. He is everything that is wrong with black folk. Okay. Period. As far as materialism is concerned. Okay. And the person that was interviewing him was trying to say he made $6 to $7 million over the course of 2 years. This is what he said. I don't know how true that is, because that's not what his social blade says. His social blade says he made about $2 million. But I digress. He could have made up, maybe with all the platforms. I don't know. But anyway, he said he was 6 to 7 million. She's saying that he wasn't a materialistic person. And I was like, she can't be talking about the same person, because all that man talked about when he wasn't sitting on there lying about black women was material items. He was the fragrance man. He loved shoes and frames, fragrance frames, the footwear. That's what he said. So you love the sunglasses, the expensive sunglasses. You guys can look at his videos and see all his eyewear, the footwear. That's why we was calling him kitten heels, because all of his little leather boots had a heel on them, because he was always showing off his shoes. And he footwear, fragrance, and yeah, and you guys understand that when he first came to YouTube, he was in that beauty sector, selling or talking, not selling fragrances, but showcasing different men's cologne. Okay. So he is very much materialistic. I don't know who she was. Maybe he was just trying to make her think that, because he didn't want her to ask him for money. Because a lot of time people will start lying like that to make it, themselves come off tight, because they don't want you asking them for nothing, right? So let's peep game on that, because she was like trying to make it sound like he wasn't materialistic. However, she can go back through his videos herself and she would see it for herself. I don't have to lie about this man ever. You can look at his pictures when you Google him and look at how he was going into those department stores putting on those mannequin outfits. Okay. He was very much materialistic. That he was definitely materialistic. The fact that he even made a platform talking about he was doing something for high value men lets you know who he was. Okay. But anyway, she tried to say he was talking about, all this outdoor stuff, but he didn't like to go outdoors. And I don't know who she was. I don't know. Maybe, like I said, maybe he was running game on her. That's kind of what only thing I could take from it, because you could look at him and tell that he was definitely a materialistic person. And then she said that that's when the whole camera thing, and that's when he cut the thing off again. And then she came back, and I don't even know if I heard everything she said, because when he started doing all that Colombian stuff, I started turning my volume down. And whenever he started talking, when she wasn't talking, I had my I had my, because I don't like, listen, you would never in your life get my attention, fool, unless unless I'm going over there for a reason. Okay. And I will never be over there again. Trust me and believe me. Anyway, so she started explaining about that night, and she said that she stepped in front of the camera or something, because he told her he had to go live, right? I guess I don't know, because I wasn't following Kevin Samuels like that. You guys can let me know in the comments. I don't know if he was on, because some YouTubers, they're on a schedule. They will let you know, I'm going to be live every Saturday and Tuesday night at 7 p.m., right? So maybe he was on some type of schedule. I don't know. But if he was trying to keep his schedule and she was there, he probably said, look, I'm going to go live for an hour or whatever. And then, we can continue, whatever, relax, whatever. And I think that's pretty much what she was saying, that he was telling her. While he went live, and somehow she stepped in front of the camera. I guess he has like some people have cameras, when you get the money to have all this equipment and do all this stuff, that's what people do. So he may have had a camera, and the camera was facing him, and then he was on his computer as well. He may have had, both of them going to have different angles, whatever. I don't know. Some people are, they have the knowledge to do all of that. And so she stepped in front of the camera or something. And that's why and that video is here on my channel as well, when he came off like he was upset with her because she stepped in front of the camera. Um, and so she stepped in front of the camera, and he got upset. And he was telling her, if you don't want to be a part of this, then I need you to go away from where the equipment is, I guess, to make sure that she doesn't get any of the shots. And so that's why he was looking like that. So that happened. It actually happened that night. And so she said they went on to continue on there with their evening after he went live or whatever. And she said it wasn't anything negative, the way people were making stories about it. Because obviously it wasn't, because she continued to stay there and obviously spent a night there. Early morning, I guess that's when he woke up, going into cardiac arrest. And he asked her if he was drinking or whatever. And I believe she said that he wasn't, because some people were saying, I don't know. I do, as I was seeing some images of him and some video clips from other people's videos, I do see that he was drinking a lot of Red Bulls. I didn't pay attention to Kevin Samuels like that for real, for real. Now I would see clips, and now when I first discovered him, yeah, because I didn't know he was stupid like that. I thought, oh, okay, let me see what he's talking about. Like probably most people, right? He was well dressed. I'm like, okay, well, let me see if what type of advice he's giving, what he's talking about. And so that's when I started watching him. And then when he started saying certain things, and then I started hearing him talk to women a certain way, in particular Black women, that's when it hit me. And that's when I started discovering all these other YouTubers who kind of already were aware of him, and they were already making commentary about him as well. And then, of course, I told y'all the history I had with him. And I think that's why he put up there, if you want to use my videos, you need to get written consent from me, because I had cussed I cussed him out for putting those strikes on my pages. I had created a whole other, you know, um, account and all that stuff where I was going to dedicate going off to him. But then I was saying, I'm not going to be getting my blood pressure up over him. He's not worth that, And so I just kind of, after, you calm down, you kind of reason with yourself, like, he's not worth me wasting my time on like that. And so I just decided to do something else. But, yeah, we kind of got into it about that. And then, like, a few people have informed you guys, he would go around and see as well and see what people were talking about. And he was use their talking points in his videos and stuff. He was not doing any research. He was not using any stats. He was just speaking from his off the top of his head how he wanted to talk to people. And a lot of it probably was for comedy value. And a lot of it was extremely disrespectful, to women, to Black women, and to the Black community. But anyway, she then went on to say that he went into cardiac arrest. She decided to give him CPR. She gave him CPR for 18 minutes, is what she's saying. And she said she also called 911. Of course, the 911 call is already out here. She stated that she was, that because she's a nurse, it wasn't that she was scared to help him. She just felt like she didn't want him to do just what he did, right? Pass away. And so it was that emotion that I guess was on her. And so that's what people kind of hear in the 911 call. And then she kind of started, she got emotional and she kind of teared up during this interview as well. That's when he went back into that Colombian. That fool went back into the Colombian stuff. And then, they came back, and she's not even Colombian. So it's like, what was the purpose of that? Like, y'all gonna need to explain that one to me. If he was not trying to sell something, right, with all of that, then what was the purpose in doing that? Right. because she's not Colombian, and he's very much aware that she's not Colombian because he's already said that he's been keeping up with her since Kevin passed away. So he knows that she's not Colombian. I'm just kind of trying to figure out why he kept doing that. And she's also American. So y'all gonna have to explain all that to me because I don't get it. But anyway, he kept, she went back into the story, and then she said, he passed. Well, he didn't pass away. He still had. She said some type of, what did she call it? I don't know. I can't remember right now. But she was saying that he was still alive, pretty much. I'll just word it that way. Um, she felt like they should have been able to shock him back. I think she said it took about 18 to 20 minutes for the ambulance to even get there. And so she waited for the ambulance, and she thought that they would, you know, be able to help him as well. And then when he got to the hospital, she said she went in with him to the hospital, even though people were saying that she wasn't there. She was. At least that's what she's saying. Um, she said that, the doctor came out and announced that he had passed away. So he, I guess, was still alive up until the point of him getting to the hospital. And then, she went on to explain that she started getting, I guess people wanted to interview her and all that stuff, right? And she said that she didn't want to interview with anyone. She also stated that she never worked as a, because escort, I guess some people would call her an escort. I don't know. She said she never worked as an escort, that I believe she's only 20 something. So she went to school for nursing. She became a nurse, and that's what she's doing. She has been doing for a living. And so, you know, she said that a lot of the stuff that people are putting out there is not true, but she really didn't want to get out here and get involved in a lot of it either. So with DJ Akademiks, I guess he said that he spoke to her. Now, once he gets wind of this conversation, and I'm sure people are going to go and run over there and tell him that she said that she never spoke to him, because she's saying that she never spoke to DJ Akademiks. He said that she wanted $5,000. So somebody lying. Right? Somebody is a lie is somewhere. Because he claims that he reached out to her, tried to ask her for an interview. Now his platform is way bigger than this person over here at the Black Manosphere. So obviously she's not after attention. I believe her on that, because if she was looking for attention, she would have went to Akademiks, or she would have went to Tasha K. I don't know. I would imagine, anything that happens, Tasha is going to try to, I feel like her and her people are going to try to get on it. I feel like they probably reached out to her as well. And then, of course, Tasha had a relationship with Kevin Samuels, if you guys remember that. So I'm sure that they did try to reach out to her as well. She said that she didn't want all of this attention. She's not interested in, social media fame and all that stuff. So I don't know. Why would he make that up? Why would he say that he spoke to her when he didn't? He's saying maybe he's mad because she wouldn't return his call. Maybe she didn't respond. I don't know. Um, but let me say this. This is just what I think. People need to understand that some of these people will record you if they get you on the phone. Even if they don't have bad intentions, they still record it, because you never know how things will, what will happen in the long, down the line. And so if he did in fact speak to her, he is definitely going to pull that recording. Okay. So I don't know. She said that she never spoke to him, and maybe she didn't, you know. And like I said, I would think she would have went with him with Akademiks, because he has a much, much larger platform than Tasha K. Um, Big boy over there, and he got the nerve to be calling people fat like that. Let me get on this. Let me get on this ninja real fast. Like I haven't been on him enough. This fool kept calling people fat and calling people, all these names and stuff. You know, um, I really should go back and hit report on that Big Shirley stuff because we could definitely tie that in to racism. I'm gonna have to think about that. See, look into that one. First of all, you keep calling people fat, not just women. He was calling men fat too. You bad body looking Bob SquarePants look ass fool. Do you look in the mirror? You can't talk about nobody's weight. You do not look like you just don't have you just not that guy. Okay? You're not him. You're not him. You will never be him. Your ass ain't even Kevin Samuels, and that's what a lot of y'all mad about. Okay, a lot of y'all over there mad because y'all can't become y'all not, and like some people say, y'all probably knocked him out to try to jump into his space. You're not even Kevin Samuels, let alone that guy. Okay, you just not for you to be talking about nobody's looks. If nobody ever told you, let me be the one to tell you. You're not that guy. I mean, he just kept saying all this disrespectful stuff and talking about how hood he is and this, that, and the other. And when the last time y'all seen a hood lawyer? Maybe we need to talk to the Georgia bar about all this hoodness that you got going on over there. Uh, but I feel like a lot of you fools is already under investigation, like some people are already saying. So some of this stuff you just gotta let go and let God, and it will take care of itself at the end of the day. But I just, he was definitely trying to annoy people because he knew people were there that he knew that don't mess with the manosphere like that, right? So he wanted to sell his stupid stuff, but it's like, it was just ridiculous because you look stuffed. Okay, you look like you about to pop, my nigga. You look like you really about to pop, and you over there calling somebody fat. Like that is really funny to me. I'm sorry. I am so sorry, and I need whoever on here that know who I'm talking about to go over there and tell him, because you just not you like I said, you just not that guy. You're not the one to be out here talking about nobody's looks. On period, light skin, dark skin, no skin, Asian, Latino, none of it. You're not here. You should be out here talking about nobody. On period, or their looks or their weight. Because a lot of y'all faking, acting like y'all health is where it should be. And y'all asses is just as bad as Kevin Samuels. Okay? You're probably not going to the doctor because you're spending too much time on YouTube. Okay? You're probably not taking your behind down there for a walk or to the gym because you're spending too much time on YouTube. And you sit here trying to talk about other people. Some of these women that you're talking about probably do it and probably far more active than you and are probably far more healthy than you. And we've already had this conversation. That does not necessarily determine somebody's health. Stupid. And whatever you're saying about these women, then it applies to you as well because you are obese yourself. I mean, like I said, the jokes be writing themselves. Like, what is he talking? I was just like, oh my God, let me turn this volume down because I can't handle it. It's just too much. But that was pretty much how the interview went. And then they kind of ended on the whole Akademiks because that was probably the most recent thing, I guess, happened to her. That he put it out there that she asked him for $5,000. You know, um, I wouldn't be surprised if he paid her as well, because if she was saying she didn't want to do interviews, then he probably had to convince her to do an interview as well. Right? So for him to sit over there and try to act like money wasn't exchanged, I don't know that I believe that, because what makes you more why would she want to talk to you more than what she would want to talk to another woman, right? Because Tasha K is not disrespectful to Kevin Samuels, because Kevin Samuels went on her platform, so she's has enough respect for him, just based on that, to not like go in on him, right? So why would you want to go and talk to somebody who don't have the numbers, who really not gonna get your story out? He only getting his story out is because we're repeating it. And some of these people gonna say his name. I'm not gonna say his name because he's irrelevant to the damn story. Okay. Anyway, um, and let, he talking all that big stuff about who he gonna sue and this, that, and the other. That don't nobody want to use. Don't nobody want to use no video because the girl was not there. I don't even know if I said that in the beginning of this video. She was not there. She was not. She did not go live with him. You do not see her. It was a phone interview. Okay. I don't know if I said that in the very beginning, but you will not see her. Okay. So who do he think want to come over there and see his Boulder Rock head, look at ass, sitting up in front of the camera for 20 to 30 minutes? Don't nobody want to see you. So you're irrelevant to the conversation. This is about Kevin Samuels and this young woman. This is not about you. So don't nobody have to use your video. We can just use what she said. And since she put it out there, we're going to talk about it. That's what we're doing. We're talking about it. Don't nobody have to use your video. I was like, what is he talking about? And then maybe that's why he kept cutting it with all the Colombian stuff. I don't know. I don't know. But part of me believe that it is the tourism stuff as well. So, don't let that fool you that he was trying to chop up people piecing together her interview. Um, we didn't need it because you can't even see her. We don't even know if she's really the girl that was really in the room, to be really honest. I'm just repeating with the person that was there with him. She's claiming that she's Ortencia, but how do we know that? We didn't even see her. He put up 2 pictures that he claimed that she emailed him. How do we know that that's really Ortencia? How do we know that Ortencia is really the woman that was there in his apartment? Oh no, I think her name was on I think it was on some report, the police report that someone posted. So yeah, I think that her name was on there. But how do we know that she is really that person? So you didn't even do nothing, big boy. While you out here worrying about somebody else's weight, like that mess. I'm like, these people are stupid. And then when I told you, I have the video here on my channel, that Black Manosphere conference, like all God help me from using the wrong language that I don't really want to use. All them people are on canes and walkers, okay? And they're sitting here talking about women that are more mobile and active than they are. And they all sitting around on walkers and canes and stuff and talking crazy. And they ass can't even walk to their front door without assistance. And so, it's just a lot of hypocrisy, a lot of just foolery, a lot of foolery. But yeah, she ended pretty much, she kind of ended on that. She didn't really say much else beyond that she didn't know DJ Akademiks and that she never asked him for $5,000. She don't know why he said that. That's who he was calling. He was calling DJ Akademiks. He called a bunch of people tomorrow. Let me see these big Shirleys in here talking about, and then he was calling DJ Akademiks fat. I'm like, you look like his damn daddy. What are you talking about? Like, are we serious right now? Are we really delusional like this out here right now? I mean, what are these black men on? He said every time Kevin Samuels was never on anything. Well, you must be the one that was taking it then. Because you can't talk about Akademiks' weight when you sitting up there looking stuffed. I'm sorry. That mess had me very tickled. I had to turn the volume down. But anyway, that's pretty much what the person that he had over there was saying. This picture that I'm using here looks just like the picture that he posted. So I'm assuming this is the same young lady that he was talking to. Now, some other people are saying that he might be trying to hook up with her himself or whatever. I don't know. Whatever people are doing in their life is their business. If she's, doing whatever, that's kind of her, that's her business. I really don't know or care like that. Um, but I was paying attention to what she was saying. She did not know Kevin Samuels like that. She didn't. She knew him from FaceTiming, and that's, you don't really have a relationship with somebody like that. And to be honest, just from watching that video of Kevin, when she walked in front of that camera, he seemed very, um, you know, like he wasn't really feeling her like that in that moment. So, I don't know. So they didn't really know each other like that. They really didn't. Um, for her to say that was the first time they actually got together, yeah. Um, Let me know what you guys think about all of this in the comments. Who do you think is lying between her and DJ Akademiks? Because he's saying he offered her five. I mean, she was asking for $5,000. She's saying she never talked to him. She's also saying that she tried to give him CPR. The entire time until the ambulance and the police got there. Um, she went with him to the hospital. Unlike some people were saying, she said she was there. She's not an escort. That's what she's saying, child. I'm just telling y'all what she's saying. Uh, and that she was honestly trying to build a friendship with him. I don't know. She did not know the type of stuff that he was talking about. And she feels like people don't like him, and that's why, and they don't like him because of the stuff that he was saying, and that's why they're attacking her. I don't know who's attacking her. I don't know why people would be attacking her. Um, but what she has to understand, he made a lot of statements about a lot of people. And so, yeah, people are going to judge you because he was very judgmental. And so, yeah, if you're dating somebody like that, you probably need to know who he. She said that he was doing background checks and stuff on her, but she didn't do any on him, I guess. So I don't know. Y'all make that make sense. Let me know what you think about. Yeah, she was saying that he was doing bad. He told her he did a background check on her and all this other stuff, but she obviously didn't look into him because she didn't know that he was a bitter Betty sitting on YouTube screaming and hollering at women. She claims that she wasn't aware of that. So yeah, but she's claiming that they were going to date. They were trying to date each other. Anyway, let me know what y'all thought about the interview. If you know who I'm talking about, if you saw it already, just based on what I'm saying, her saying that DJ Akademiks is lying. What do you think about that? What do you think about her saying she gave him CPR for 18 minutes? And that I think she did say early morning is when she said that he started complaining about the chest pain, and then he fell. He fell on her. She says she's 5'2" and that or five somewhere in there, 5'2", 5'3", and he is like 6 feet tall, 6 feet. I think Folio said that he's like 6'2". I don't know. I've never seen Kevin Samuels person was ever looking for him. She said that people don't realize that he's a very tall guy, and she is a lot shorter than him. And so he fell on her, try to get her attention or whatever, try to get help, I guess. Um, and she said it was hard for her to get him, you know, off of her and to try to figure out what was going on. And then by the time she figured out that he was having a heart attack, that's when she called 911. So, yeah. She's trying to make it sound like she's not as thick as she looks on some of them pictures. Okay. But she's not live. So we don't know what she looked like, to be really honest. So she's saying that she's a lot smaller than people think, that he fell on her, and it took a minute for her to get him off of her. Because I guess he was, probably trying to let her know that he was going into a heart attack or whatever was going on. What else did she say? Yeah, that was pretty much it. I think that was pretty much most of what she had to say about what people were pretty much talking about. Because there is a picture of her on her Instagram, or one of her old Instagram accounts, and she was a lot. She did not look small. Now she could still be short in stature, but she is not. She didn't look like a small, a small frame. Like she had a small frame like that. And so the picture that she had, that he put up, she do looks a lot smaller. So I don't know. I don't know what she looks like because we didn't see her. She could have been sending him a picture from a long time ago, or she could send her a picture of her now. I don't know. If we don't, with nobody seeing you live, then we don't know what you look like, right? And so I don't get why she didn't go live with him either. You guys can let me know what you think about all of this in the comments. I'm just gonna leave with this clip that I wanted to play that I saw when I was on Instagram getting this picture of her. This video came up because a lot of these guys, I guess, that were fans of Kevin Samuels, they're now trying to rewrite the stuff that he was saying. And like I said, I'm going to run a reel for you guys of a lot of the stuff that Kevin Samuels was saying, so people will know I don't have to lie on him, and the other women on here, we don't have to lie on him. We don't. Um, But one of the things that he said when he was doing all that beauty stuff, and even his ex-wife said that he is colorist, that he thinks that there is status that goes along with people being light skinned or biracial in this country. And so he said things like that as well in some of those videos. And so Kevin Samuels was never trying to uplift the black family. He was never trying to put black couples together, ever. And so when you hear these guys lying about that, because he lied about that too while he was interviewing her. And I said, how stupid do you sound? You sitting there talking to a Mexican lady and talking about Kevin Samuels trying to put the black family together. Like, that don't even make sense. And I'm sure she was like, that don't even make sense. Y'all just stupid over there in that manosphere. And I don't care who don't like what I say, just stupid. Even with a law degree, you stupid. Like, what the hell does that have? How do you make that connection that he was doing something for black folk? He wasn't doing anything for black people. And he even said it in one of those earlier videos. That's why I stopped listening to him. And that's when I started realizing, oh, he on some other stuff. And that's when I made that first video about him. And he didn't say anything about the video. But when I went in on him about him going off on this lady who said, why are you talking to my young women like that? Why are you trying to disrespect my young women? It was an older black lady who was trying to ask him, because a lot of those girls that he was going live with, and then after people start calling him out on it, he started trying to find some older women to go live with. But a lot of those women, if you go back to his earlier videos, when he's after the whole cologne phase, um, you will see that a lot of those girls were very young. And so that's why the lady went live with him, and she was like, why are you talking to my young women like that? And he cussed that lady out so bad. He cussed her out so bad. And then he started, and while he was cussing her out, was your Evelyn Champagne King looking ass, and all some stuff that he was saying. And I was like, but Evelyn Champagne King is in her 60s, and she's bad for 60 anything. Okay. You're not bad, boo. Okay. For whatever, because he tried to say that Kevin Samuels was 54 or 53. Kevin Samuels was 56. He was not 53. Y'all keep trying to slip up this age. But the family put the thing up, and the year that he was born was on there. Okay. So please cut it out. Like, people know how to count. People know how to go use a calculator. So cut it out. So yeah, and when I went off of him in that video, and I put the little 2 snaps up, 2 snaps down on there, because he was real sassy and with your Evelyn Champagne King, so I put the men on film in the video, there's 2 snaps up and all that stuff. How they had a little thing on the Men on Films from in Living Color where they were saying how they hate. They had a book called Little Women, and they was like hated it. And so I put that in the video, and I guess that pissed him off. So he would put strikes on my page. And so anyway, yeah, he was not trying to uplift nobody black. He was not trying to uplift no black family. Anybody that's trying to tell you guys that is lying. Okay, like I said, you can go back to those earlier videos and you will see that. But see, YouTube have guidelines. They have things that people cannot do on these channels. We're not supposed to be doing, even though, as we know, people get away with doing them. Right? It's a lot of people out here doing a lot of stuff on YouTube. I keep saying that without even going into it, but it's a lot of people out here who doing a lot of stuff out here on YouTube. And you know, I don't know. People tried to report him. People tried to report, and I guess YouTube. I know Instagram snatched his page down, and I believe Twitter as well one time. Um, but for some reason, YouTube would not remove him. You know, and that's a whole other conversation for a whole other day. But yeah, that stuff falls. It really, if they really was going by their own guidelines, they should have done something about what I think that he started trying to change up a little bit. That's when you guys started seeing him go live with the white women. He started trying to bring white women and older women, incorporate them into some of the stuff that he was doing, even though he really didn't want to. Right. And then he started changing because he had all those dark skinned black women on those covers of his thumbnails. And then he started, when people started calling him out about it, then because if you're saying that you don't like it, you don't have to like, you can, people, I know, I get it. I know what slavery, what it has done. I get it. Trust me, I do. But if you're saying that you don't like somebody, why are you talking about them? And then why are you putting them on your thumbnails and then trying to put them on there looking in a demeaning and, just try to be disrespectful with certain people's images and stuff? Why are you doing that? Why even talk to them or talk about them? Talk to the people that you are interested in. And that's what I kept saying in my videos. Like, why is he not talking to these women that he claimed that these black high value men deserve or that they should be with? Why are you not talking to them? Why are you constantly on here talking to black women? And see, then they tried to change the narrative and say, oh, black women try to get them a high value man. Fool, we didn't put this together. Didn't no black woman put this together and come get you. You did that on your own. So people coming to your channel, just like they probably stopped by my channel, to see what I'm talking about. Anybody can go over there and just listen to what you're talking about. It doesn't mean that they're really trying to get involved with the foolishness that you're talking about. And so they start trying to spin this narrative. Oh, well, y'all think y'all supposed to be with a rich man. Y'all think y'all supposed to be with a rich man. And like a lot of us kept, and I made videos about it as well. A lot of people kept on it. Black people do not have wealth in this country. What you're doing is playing on these narratives about these athletes and these people in the entertainment industry who do not marry their own. Okay. You're playing on that image and you're trying to act like that a working class, middle class black man, all of them are married to women that don't look like that. And that's not true. And all of them don't even have that mindset that you have. Everybody is now self-loathing. Some people were raised that they are important, that they should love themselves, and that your story is important and you being here is important. Okay. Everybody was not raised the way you was raised, apparently. I don't know what you was taught. But for you to say certain things like that, I was like, oh no, I can't be listening to him. I had to, I was like, mm-mm. And then, like I said, he got upset because I had made that video about him cussing that lady out. And then, people started reporting him. And so he started, like I said, to try to change up a little bit, but he still was doing it. And then I guess he was going on all these other social media platforms, saying a bunch of crazy stuff as well. I don't know. But people should look into people before they try to just take anybody's word. Even me. You don't have to take my word for it. Because you can go look at the stuff that I'm saying out. You can go to 2020, Kevin Samuels videos from 2020, and you'll see for yourself the stuff that he was doing. I don't have to make it. You can look at his Instagram. I think they took his Instagram page down because I don't see it. Um, you whatever else he got up, I don't know if his TikTok is still up. The TikTok might be still up. You can see him on there talking about he looking for Big Shirley. So that's, why are you looking for Big Shirley? If you're such a well-off black man, you should have some better things to do with your time than to sit on the internet playing with people, right? And then the whole high value thing was a lie anyway. His ass was low value in the first place, over there renting a room to try to make it look like he lived in Buckhead, and the BMW he was driving was leaking oil. I mean, you can't even make this shit up. You cannot make it up. It's movie worthy. I'm telling you, it's movie worthy. But I feel like the people are not going to tell the truth if they do try to make anything about him. They're not going to tell the truth because you can see how they're lying about it now, right? But if somebody told the truth, oh, that shit would be comedy. It's real comedy because this fool out here renting a room of some white lady house, trying to make it look like he live in Buckhead because he's telling everybody that he's high value, that he was he made, I forget what lie he was telling how he made his money, because of course people were asking him, well, how did you make your money, sir? um and he was always really upset, just like that woman he told that she was average looking. He was always really upset with black women who went out and got their own. Right? He couldn't stand that mess. Oh no, he couldn't stand it. He could not stand to hear from those women saying that they made X amount of money or they owned business, owned homes. He could not stand it. He could not stand it. He was very, very bitter towards black women who had their own, and that's your own insecurity, because if you're claiming you don't want what these women what they want, then it shouldn't even be a problem to you. And then if you're so black, you should be happy to see any of our people making it. You should be happy to see any of them doing well, considering everything we've come through, considering all the shit we still go through. Who out here talking crazy like that? That lets you know the mindset of the people that are talking like that. In the first place, I don't even have to say nothing else on that. That alone lets you know who you're listening to and who you're dealing with, just based on that. But anyway, like I said, people should look into Kevin Samuels before they start believing all this nonsense out here, because I hear people out here talking about he's for the black people, he's for the black family. He was not at all. Absolutely not. He was not. And I'm sure the minute he got that money in his hand, he definitely, most certainly was not. So people can tell whatever lies they want to tell, but people can go and do their research because the stuff is out here. And even if they do take his channel down, it's so many YouTubers that made videos about him. You still can look up the titles and you will still see the stuff because people made videos around the videos that he was making. And so the footage is still out here. It's going to be out here. It's going to be out here. Even Media Takeout, when he was back in, I guess in the very beginning, he was trying to make up stories. He must have, I guess he has a type of relationship with somebody at Media Takeout, and he had that guy run that story about some young woman that was he was dating. And to be honest, I really feel like he was LGBT, and I still feel that way. I think a lot of people still feel that way. I do feel like he was paying a lot of these girls, and when you look at the girls that he was hanging around, a lot of these young women, they fall into that. I will, for a handbag, for a handbag or for a few dollars, will let you lie on me. And the girl went live and said that she lied because it started messing with her real relationship with her real boyfriend. The boyfriend didn't like all of the stuff that was being built around that. And so she came back and told the truth that he did pay her to pretend like she was dating him. So, and that's out there. You can Google that. And you can say Media Takeout, because Media Takeout was the one who ran the story that he was dating somebody. Oh, she was married. Not her boyfriend, was her husband. That he was dating some ladies Am I still on here? Oh, because my phone just. Anyway, I gotta get off of here because this phone. Um, I'm sitting here talking about Kevin Samuels because that shit was funny to me. Like if I had the money, I would make the damn documentary because that. And I would tell the truth, however, because see, people, they can't handle the truth, or their truth. They don't want to. They try to mask the truth, right? He was not for black folks. BET didn't have no business putting him up there. He wasn't for the black family. He really didn't care. And I think that, he certainly did not care for black women at all, for whatever reason. And, I don't know. I don't know if it was the child support thing that made him bitter, or just because he just didn't like women for real anyway. But he definitely could not stand to see nobody call in there with no money. Those are the women that he really went off on. And just like he really went off on those celebrity women as well. And y'all get mad because Vivica said what she said, but he was talking a lot of crap about her, and he did it on more than one occasion. He was talking about the ladies from The Real, the two black ones, as he said, them two black ones. The two black ones on there ain't married. So he, always had something to say. So he always had to try to make people feel bad or try to bring you down because he wasn't doing what you were doing. And that's what I say. You shouldn't even pay attention to the stuff that people even say to you anyway. None of the stuff that these guys were out here saying. Look at them. I'm not playing. Please go and look at any of the men that's a part of the black man's. That's a part of the black manosphere. And come back and tell me what you see. That's it. That's all. I'm going to leave with this clip, and I'll see you guys in the next video.
When you teach a man, you are teaching an individual. When you teach a woman, you are teaching a nation. Every prophet came from the womb of a woman. Every intelligent, strong, powerful man and woman came from the womb of a woman. So that's why they have to attack mother and remove father, because before you can get to her, you have to get through him. Because of her value, because a whole nation comes out of her. So you must be protected. And the man having that essential position by nature. So someone who knows that about you will do their best to make sure you are removed, because there is a standard of conditioning that has to take place. Man, woman, child. If I want to get to that, I have to remove your protector, because he is watching to make sure that everything that goes on in this environment is safe and secure. That's why they have to attack masculinity, because they know, damn, if there's real men around here, we can't really do what we want to do. And if there are real women, we for damn sure can't do what we want to do.